Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, some concussion, British Isle style. You know what I'm saying? You got Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte, signed, sealed, delivered. It's gonna go down in August. Okay, so that's a kind of a big fight in Britain. It's a rematch, right? It's a rubber match as well. You know, Dillian Whyte winning the first match in the amateurs. Anthony Joshua coming back to stop him later in the pros. I'm not sure. Was that 2015, if I'm not mistaken? But I watched that fight. It's a good fight, too. Both guys were hurt in the fight, coming at each other. Now, let's get to the point. The point is, this fight is going to be on pay-per-view, right? And not only is it going to be on pay-per-view, the prices have been raised, right? And I think that's a very huge mistake. You don't raise the prices for this fight, right? You lower the prices for this fight for the fans. Or you do what you possibly can to get it on free TV. I know that's probably a hard thing to do in Britain because everybody's on pay-per-view, man. They had Derek Chisora on pay-per-view in one of his last fights. Derek Chisora got 13 or 14 losses. So I mean, if you got him on pay-per-view, then that's the other argument towards, well, if we got Chisora on pay-per-view, we damn sure gonna have Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte on pay-per-view. I'm just saying for the consumer. If you were able to tell the consumer right now, we're lowering the prices for Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte rematch, you would have a good feedback for the fans. Now, when you just say, for people that are casual, you just say Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte, then they're gonna be like, yeah, that's pay-per-view. What are you talking about? But if you're looking at it, both of them, the last 4 or 5 fights, then they're on the downslide. You know, this is not these guys. This is a fight where, you know, it's a must-win. Somebody's career is damn near over after a loss here. You see what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua's lost like 2 of the last 4. And, you know, when he's losing twice to Usyk, and actually even that loss to Andy Ruiz, where we know if Andy Ruiz would have came in that second fight fit, you know, he had Anthony Joshua kind of, I'm not going to say running, but Anthony Joshua had to box him in that second fight. So, and then Anthony Joshua's latest fight against Jermaine Franklin wasn't that impressive. Although, for me, I'm like, winning is winning. Whatever you got to do to win, get yourself in the win column. I ain't going for this and that. It didn't look that impressive. Well, there was another guy in the ring who could have did something to make it look impressive. We always do that. We call fighters boring that you know, get hit and don't get hit. So, but Anthony Joshua just hasn't been that juggernaut coming straight at you, the destroyer type of guy. So he's not really looking so good of late, and no one thinks that he's in the top 3 or 4 heavyweights right now. Dillian Whyte, on the other hand, he's just hurting a lot of fights. They even saying his chin is worse than Anthony Joshua's, which is like, you know, Anthony Joshua's the Amir Khan of the heavyweight division. He's always hurt in fights. And so to Dillian Whyte, you know, you get knocked out cold by a uppercut from Tyson Fury and get just, you know, beat bad, right? And he hasn't been looking good in his fights either, you know, Dillian Whyte. So they're both not on the upside is what I'm trying to say here. So we would want the consumer to save a little money here, at least have the illusion of saving a little money here, not paying more for the fight. Because I'm sure there is, you know, some people who want to see this fight, but you don't want to have them thinking we're paying more for 2 guys that neither one of these guys are his top 5 heavyweight right now. I think we can all comfortably say that and agree on that in unison. So therefore, you don't want to do that. I think they messed up on the business side of this one, but at least the fight is going to happen. And as far as England goes, it's a pretty good heavyweight dust-up. It's a rubber match. And, you know, it's 2 English guys that, you know, don't like each other. So let's see what happens. As far as pay-per-view, I think they're doing the consumer a disservice. But let's see what happens. The fight is signed, sealed, delivered. At least it's going to happen. I didn't think that a couple of weeks ago. Doma Sports Talk worldwide. And I'm out of here, y'all.